Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast. With me, your host Imperial Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda, off here to a glorious 2v2 on Campbells Convoy. Yes, indeed, the devastating assault of an Italian air raid on a soup convoy. Soup everywhere, spilled. So, we're off here in the southwest. We have VonMan and Heartless Jäger fighting here for the German army, Deutschland. Here with the 15th Panzerdivision, tasked with cleaning up after this air raid on the convoy and forcing the Allies further back east. And in the east, we do in fact have the British here with Arc Royale and Blue Skid Row fighting here for the Commonwealth, the 6th Armoured Division, tasked of course restoring order and getting that flow of vital soup flowing again. So vital. So, in the southwest, we got VonMan here with Armoured Support. Rolling out here. Pioneers, and this time I actually remember... Oops, I meant to get the colours correct. I'm starting to get there, people. I'm starting to get there. Double Panzers here for VonMan. Oh, he's actually the one heading northwards here with his Panzergrenadier and his Panzer Pioneer. 2 full squads there. As always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued and generous support of the Propagandacast. Allows me to keep making all these videos. A big thanks to all those who keep spending them on and me that way. And a big thanks to all those people who keep liking and, commenting on the videos. Helps me out a bunch there as well. So a big thanks as well to those charming devils. And of course, those who pledge on Patreon are even more charming devils. So, machine guns out here for Arc Royale. We got the Vickers, we got the sections, we got the sappers, and we got it more or less the same thing up north here with Blue Skid Row here. British forces are rapidly advancing here, looking to gain as much control over the main road and see if they can't find any of that soup. Kenkraut detecting the sappers there. We got a 250 Half-Dragon here for VonMan, the lighter Schützenpanzerwagen. Barbed wire here. Gotta make sure the British can't make use of that heavy cover. In the south here, first shots are fired here. Grenadiers catching the Vickers, and they're flanking around here. But Arc Royale section are ready to respond to this German affront to British sovereign integrity of the front line. Grenadiers being pushed back here. Section of the Enfield Corps laying down some great fire there. Vickers setting up. We got the Panzers flanking from the north here. Looks like Arc Royale there's in for a royal bit of trouble here. 250 Arctic almost done for VonMan for the lighter Schützenpanzerwagen. Vickers being flanked. Panzers moving in there. Reginald drops dead, but not before his squad halts the one out of the Panzers. Got for advancing, but not enough to halt the other one. And suddenly Arc Royale in the south here is in some deep trouble. Over to Heartless Jäger. He was gone for Mechanized. He's gone for 2 Grenadiers, MG42 and the Kenkraut. Section sappers are pushing back the Pioneers. Grenadiers being further forced back here. Rather rough and tumble here as the British swiftly look to restore order here in the south. Meanwhile, we got VonMan swinging northwards now, counter-attacking into Blue Skid, who thought he could maybe get away with flanking VonMan, but VonMan back to prove wrong. We also got here the fuel siege ability for Heartless Jäger. Thumbs up. Sappers with flamethrowers, but the losses I think are too high here in the sappers. Oh, actually end up forcing with the Grenadiers. We also see here seals. That means Indian Artillery from Arc Royale. Up here, Kenkraut's by the Vickers, taking immense amounts of damage here. And down it goes, and after he actually upgraded with the communication cables. We did at least get some fuel out of that extra, but certainly a bit painful loss there for the Germans. My god, not the communication cables! Those are really expensive. What about Otto? Who gives a shit about Otto? Says 5 more Ottos down in Baden-Baden. But communication cables? That's a lot tougher to get your hands on in this economy. Panzer's falling back here. Sections moving in there. Arc Royale looking now to swing around. He catch VonMan, a bit of pinch between him and Blue Skid Row. Sections advancing here, linking up for a larger British force in the south. Heartless Jäger there is slowly and heartlessly advancing. British forces advancing at 250 being forced back in the face of the British Truppen. 250 providing excellent support there for the Panzergrenadier under VonMan command. Engaging here. And we actually got a transport out here. In this case, Luftwaffe, meaning he's actually transferred his Grenadiers for Jägers. Thumbs up to Heartless Jäger. Nice to see that. Very handy ability in my opinion. It's very nice work there. Very nice work there. Oh, almost got the 250 for the mortar. We got the 3-inch mortar out here for Arc Royale. So Jägers pulling forward here. Will it be the G33s? Will it be the Raketen Panzerbüchse 54? We'll have to see. All the way moving forward to the Jägers. And over here to Blue Skid Row with 3 sections, 1 are equipped with the Bren guns, 1 Vickers and 1 Sapper section. He's going for Indian Artillery, ever popular due to its excellent selection of abilities that are just very, very good. And of course the good cuts, which are really, really good. Panzergrenadiers pushing forward here, routing the Bren section. Up north here, further section forced back here in the face of the Germanic assault on the Heartless Jägers command. British forces are looking to establish a strong point around the centre there, but more or less speeding up the Germans. But the Jägers have executed flank. We got the 250 type rushing in here, which could undermine here Arc Royale's defense. In fact, there's a chance here the Sappers could go down to the G43s and the 250 half track. Though technically in North Africa they likely would have G43s that may do with the predecessor to the G43, the G41, the Gewehr 41, which was a less than solid semi-automatic rifle. They still made a bunch of them. It had a lot of issues. Humber out here though for Blue Skid Row. Got Bren guns more on the way here for Blue Skid Row's men. Question does he have any training yet? The answer to that is no, Reginald. He does not.
Victory point lost.
We got Heartless Jägers swinging north for Tigre, and he is backed up with the Jägers going for the northern fuel point here. Humber though counter-attacking. No Panzer yet for Heartless Jägers. Forcing them back here across. Interesting enough, we're not seeing any smoke grenades out of the Jägers though. I wonder if there's a reason for that. South side we got Bren guns and Arc Realsmen as they push through the desert sands here. We got a flak feeling out for Manteuffel. Gonna go for that Humber. Christ! They got 4 guns! That's like cheating, you know! Grenades still on the Vickers. And the Humber goes down. Great kill here for Manteuffel. Stinging blow there to Blue Skid Row and the British Empire. And we got the 250 knocked out here with the British forces. Jägers are counter-attacking here as Heartless Jäger has a lot of Jägers. Machine gun though almost got wiped out, and in fact could go down here to the British mortar if Arc Royale is aiming at it, which it would appear he is. Those mortars gunnery there could perhaps do with a bit more polishing. Nope, never mind. Got the MD42 crew here. Jägers caught with the Vickers suppressed. Still no smoke here though for Heartless Jäger. Kinda neeble. And then go critical crew here, the MD, the Jägers, and we got the flak feeling there taking us it from the mortar. We got a 6-pounder gun on the way here, though, for Blue Skid Row. It's over to Arc Royale, who's going for Stuart light tanks. Nice aggressive choice there. Stuarts aren't quite solid in the right hands. So we'll have to see what happens next. Back here, reinforcing healing here for Manteuffel. And of course, he's relying on his teammates. Medical station here, so he doesn't have to build an ambulance himself. Nice bit of teamwork there. Thumbs up. Flak feeling we're in here backed up at the Panzergrenadiers. We've got machine gun up here for von Manteuffel's men. British forces there trying again to regain control of the road here, but it is not quite going as smooth as it like. And what is this? We got a light infantry gun out here by von Manteuffel. The light Infanteriker Schütz hauling artillery to the front line here to meet the British, and Arc Royale now with the M3 Stuart, also known as the Honey Stuart by the British, as I guess they really like its performance. Can't quite remember the exact reason, but fairly certain they called it honey because they liked it, not because it's, I don't know, sticky. Picks up the flak feeling. South side here, Saber standing up there. Section saying southwards, Vickers coming in the centre. Interesting enough, the Sods did not really like the Stuart on the other hand, and while they did receive some, they didn't actually want a lot of them. On the other hand, they actually really liked the Valentine tank, which ironically enough, they'd actually use as a light tank when it actually was an infantry tank. But anyways, MD42 here, catching here the section there, but there you go. Good use of smoke here by Arc Royale. Quickly smoke out the MD42 and the Heartless Jägers command. Victory points wise, the British are behind the Germans. Up north here, Panzer has been caught in a bad spot here. Bren sections, Vickers, they're applying pressure. Full 3 squads here. Panzers looks like to be suppressed, at least soon to be suppressed here for von Manteuffel. Great work there in the south. We've got another engagement about to break out. We've got Jägers catching the Sappers. Jägers with Panzer being caught here. MD42 being forced back. It's a real mess here though for Heartless Jäger and his Jägers. Worth noting, though, he's not really gone for a lot of infantry, has he? Oh, he does actually have 3rd Jaeger squad. I was about to say he only has like 2 of them. Meanwhile, Stuart rushing in and catching the Jaegers, and to make it worse, those are his Panzerschreck Jaegers. If Armoured can score the killer, that's going to be a huge blow. And there you go. Small win here, though, as the Panzerschreck is dropped, so there's a good chance here either Heartless Jaeger or VonMan can cover it. In fact, it's about to get worse. There's another Jaeger squad that's going to pick up the Panzerschreck and find to this Stuart here, which is getting stunned up by the flak feelings armor-piercing rounds. He's shredding the Stuart, and there you go. Panzerschreck cooks it up. Close call there. Now the Jaeger squad out here for Heartless Jaeger. Clearly he's not that heartless. And the south side Jaegers advancing here, but the British are definitely in the offensive here, and the Germans are struggling to resist, you know, this sheer staggering offensive from the British. VonMan's being pushed further and further back here towards the German base. He's got a Pack 38 out. His flak feeling has seen much better days. And up north here, the fuel point is being seized by the sappers. It's a really grim-looking prospect here for the Germans in the face of the 6th Armoured Division. Brand section there, sending those Jaegers packing. So what will happen next? I do not know. We got veteran squadrons up there for VonMan, thumbs up. Flak feeling now added again. Sappers forced back here. The flak 38 flak feeling, as was known there, mounted on the back of the flak half track.
Enemy forces hold all victory points, Commandant.
Pushing for the southern point here. We got the 3-inch mortar out here for Ark again. Back at the base of the British, we've got a 6-pounder gun. We got no sign of immediate tech here though. And while we have seen some Indian artillery, we haven't really seen any Gurkhas as of yet, which is a bit interesting. We got Armoured Support, of course. We got the veteran gunners out for VonMan. Synergizes quite nicely with the flak feeling. Gives a bit better penetration, makes it notably better versus light vehicles, especially with the armor-piercing ammunition. Akkad out here for Heartless Jaeger. Traversing the Great Sands of North Africa, catching the Recce Brent section here by the southern munitions point here. Lacking a light tank here to immediately counter it. Which is only also a bit interesting. He went in further aggressively with the Stuart here rather than disengaging it. But too late for that now. And the sappers are getting absolutely ripped apart here by the marksman fire of the Jaegers and the Akkad's autocannon fire here. Definitely a bit wasteful there by Ark of North here, and a push here from VonMan that is being raked with heavy Bren fire here. We do have the flak thing providing some support, but it's not going well here. There's countless Germans here already littering the sand. And it's over here to Heartless Jaeger, who has no pioneers. He's got 3 Jaegers, the machine gun, and the Akkad, and that's currently it for Heartless Jaeger. That might be he's planning here for the Panzerkompanie, calling for the Panzerwaffe. Maybe also some Starstorm. I mean, that'd be pretty good to have as well here. Smoke finally neutralized here by Heartless Jaegers. And we do actually get here some Gurkhas out for Ark Royale with Bren guns, of course, for even more Bren guns. I'd say Campbell's Convoy is definitely a Bren gun kind of map. I mean, you can make use of the Thompsons and other, submachine guns, but it does require, I think, a bit more utilization of the map, mechanized units and smoke screens like fully leverage. Whereas if you just go for a lot of Bren guns on a map like this, it's, a lot less work intensive. You don't really have to, prepare the battlefield of your forces to further leverage it, so. In this map, it's definitely understandable. Got again, good use of smoke here by Ark. He is very much on point there with his mortar smoke screens against that machine gun for Heartless Jaeger. I mean, that is some really impressive play here by Ark, and definitely something worth keeping in mind there. So thumbs up to Ark on that one. Jaeger spot here by the Bren gunners up north here. You can see here though that blue skid was very well fortified the northern hills here quite well. Could do with some mines, but he's got plenty of support weapons that on this very choke pointy part of the map there makes it very easily defensible without major preparation and investment by a player that has to attacking. That means artillery and other stuff like that. Meanwhile, Heartless Jaeger there. Oh, we actually got a Panzer Feeder from VonMan. Heartless Jaeger, bit more to go for Canadian Panzers. Again, he could consider some Starstorm, but I imagine his priority will be a Panzerkampfwagen 4 here to match his opponent with. Section, saps moving up here, smoke being deployed against the Jaegers there. Southern pumping CST as well. Arkart being fixed up, he did get some pioneers out, and he might lose the pioneers in a matter of moments as well there. It's being caught repairing, and worth noting, units that repair or build stuff also take more damage.
enemy has taken a victory point.
North here, Panzers rolling forward. See, we got the sections withdrawing as well here. Catching Blue Scarecrow there out of position. From Montov's advances, we got 366 with 377. The British have now overturned the Germans in terms of the victory point race. And it is over to Blue Scarecrow, who's got a... well, not much in terms of armor on the way. They do see a Panther 4 there for Heartless Jaeger. We've got the company commandments for Blue Scarecrow, and none yet here, though, I think, for Arc Royale. In fact, it's gone straight for the Bishop. Going for the Clergy, which was a self-propelled artillery piece based off the Valentine tank. As an additional fun side note, though, it couldn't actually lift its gun very high, so it didn't actually have that high range, unless they actually had to, like, you know, dig a ramp for it to, like, further elevate the gun. And that will quickly replace first by the Priest, but then later by the Bishop, as the British actually preferred the 25-pounder gun over the American M105mm howitzer. And after the Americans then refused to, like, you know, just build the Priest, but with a, you know, 25-pounder gun, they just made their own version. That was the Sexton. Fun fact. Fun fact for those wondering. Meanwhile, we got another line thrown out here for VonMan. Airburst shells here for Blue Scarecrow. And one of those more interesting artillery pieces in the war. Mostly due to how awkward it was, but it does look kind of neat. South side here, points being grabbed. Gurkhas moving up here for Arc Royale. There's still enough Gurkhas though for Blue Scarecrow. In fact, he's just got a lot of Bren sections. I mean, a lot of Bren section works too. We also got infantry training up here. Thumbs up, definitely benefits from that. We also got weapons training up now, so that helps both the 6-pounder gun and his Vickers. 250 racing forwards here. They're already heavily damaged. VonMan clearly does not care about that one's survival. Panther moving in here. We got a big push here by VonMan, striking straight at the fuel point here, sowing chaos and confusion in the lines of Blue Scarecrow. His men now throw themselves at the Panther. They're dropping anti-tank grenades here, hoping to buy enough time here. 6-pounder gun being hauled in from the northern hills here. Panther 3 there taking heavy damage, and we got what appears to be artillery called in here. Is it airburst shells? Is it 25-pounder gun fire? It is the airburst shells. 6-pounder gun setting up. He's going to find that Panther 3. We've got smoke screens down, but it is too late. And VonMan, the Panther 3 is now blazing piece of scrap mess alongside the rest of the super convoy. In the south, the Arctic Guard with Panther 4 support scores a kill here on the Bishop, leaving Arc Royale now without his artillery piece here. Over to Arc Royale. He is going here now for the company command post as well. Panther 4 there, supporting nicely here the advance of the 15th Panzer Division in the south. But certainly a bit of a blow here to VonMan losing his Panther 3 that easily. And crucially, still no real gains being made up towards here. We've got some Starstorm on the way there for Heartless Jaeger. Thumbs up to that. We got a MD-42 covering up from the southern victory point. Gurkhas there on the move again here for Arc Royale. Of course, equipped with Bren guns. The Bren gun, for those wondering, what's a light machine gun based off a Czechoslovakian machine. It was basically a licensed build one with some minor modification that was known as the ZB-26. As a fun fact, the Germans would actually, in some quantities, actually use the ZB-26 themselves, because they never could make enough MD-34s and 42s, so a lot of, shall we say, less elite units would find themselves equipped with this ZB-26 in most cases. Fun fact.
The enemy has our victory points now.
Panzer Pioneer being forced back. Workers advancing here. And we got perimeter monitor here. Workers there caught trying to advance on that southern victory point here, though. The German army stands ready. We don't got smoke grenades here. Could cost him. We got Jaegers there with a Bren gun. And we got the Starstorm moving in here. Guess the Jaegers pretending to be Starstorm there with a little light machine gun. And there we go, marching ahead here. A nice push here by Heartless Jaeger. Jaeger, Starstorm, Panther 4 there, striking attack royals here. Widely explosive flame. We've got the Bren gunners trying to cover up the advance here from the German army, but Heartless Jaeger and the 3rd Panzergrenadier Company is showing no mercy. They're rushing in there. They're causing chaos. We've got grenades being chucked here, though. Trying to hit the anti-tank gun. Maybe she's going for the section. In the south here, Gurkhas still holding the line here, but it's coming at a pretty high price here. Starstorm and Jaegers are bleeding out here. Up north, VonMan is a bit more on the defensive. as his teammate continues to push south against Arc Royale. Gurkha's almost wiped out. Smoke deployed by the Jaegers of the retreat. Got the Starstorm there, ripping through the Tommies. Almost being burned out here. Panther 4 shoots again. Starstorm, low on health, forced away. We got the Jaegers pulling ahead here eventually too. Over to von Manteuffel. His position being bombarded by British artillery. In fact, we have the BL 5.5-inch artillery emplacement. So the British here definitely leveraging one of their advantages, which of course is artillery. In fact, he's building a second howitzer. The British certainly were big fans of artillery alongside the American. Most armies really were a big fan of artillery, though perhaps no army was as big as the Soviets. Of course, the Germans also liked artillery, but the Germans had a slightly different approach to artillery from the other armies, which is sort of a bit noteworthy. So the Germans favoured like just all the various smaller units having access to their own little artillery element, but it came at the cost that they couldn't really coordinate all of the artillery across a wider front organically. Like they had to set up like artillery commandos or commands to actually like organize the artillery on a larger scale, which definitely meant that as a general rule they couldn't really organize the artillery effectively. So bit of a fun element there and a bit of a notable difference. Centre Victor, we see we got artillery here, airburst shells from the British on von Manteuffel positions there. They're down to 162 versus the 377. They need to catch up here versus the British. We got the Panther moving forward here. Moving in to support the Jaegers here. We got 6-pounder guns of blasting back. We got smoke down as well. Very good. And we got a Sturmpanzer on the way for Heartless Jaeger. Interesting choice here. We got a 6-pounder gun here for Heartless Jaeger supporting his men. Not bad at all here. British force moving in there. And far up north, the von Manteuffel, I think, is scouting out here the northern positions, trying to see if he can't find a gap there to maybe exploit against Blue Skid Row. And the 4th Rifle Company here, Panther 3, I mean, moving in here. We also, interesting enough, actually have a command tank out here for von Manteuffel. You don't see those too often. Here, well, von Manteuffel, the 5th Panzerkampfwagen 4. Another howitzer barrage here being unleashed against the Germans. Lots of dust being kicked up. In the south here, bit of slow skirmishing here between Heartless Jaeger and Arc Royale. Arc Royale there being pummeled by the 6-pounder guns here. Could lose it if he's not careful. Starstorm being sent in. And over to Heartless Jaeger here. Was cancelled the Sturmpanzer, I believe, and actually gone for a Vesper. He's actually not even going for the howitzer, or the Panther, I mean. He's going for the Vesper. Interesting choice here by Heartless Jaeger. Not saying he's wrong, but it's definitely not what I'd expect. Of North, Bren Jaegers forcing back the sappers there. We got the flag feeling under heavy fire. Gurkhas launching a desperate assault to get back the victory point in the centre from the Germans. The Jaegers there are forced back as well here. Bren Jaegers don't even continue to defend the fuel point here. Could deploy smoke here maybe. And we got the Vesper firing at something. I'm not entirely sure what though. Oh, it's firing around there, okay. Up north, the Jaegers finally pushed off the fuel point. We got 160 versus 360. Big 200 point advantage here in the favour of the British. South here, the Starstorm forced back, trying to tag into a veteran feed trained Bren section heavy cover. Head on. Obviously, not the best move there by Heartless Jaeger to Starstorm. They may be elite, but you know, they're not Space Marines. Here are the fast lands, Angels of Death. Employ attack protocol 55 Rudolf. Shut it up there, Otto. I've been reading too many comics again. Panther flees with the advancing Brent section. Heavy fire in the command tank there with the 6-pounder guns. We got a Crusader tank out here for Blue Scarecrow. And we got a more 25-pounder fire. Oh, not 25-pounder, just heavy howitzer fire here. So much artillery fire here. In the south, the Panther disengages here from the engagement. Vesper there, blasting away. They're hoping to get some lucky shots in here. Trying to take out the Bishop. In fact, Arc Royale has gone for a second Bishop. That's a lot of artillery we got here on this side, British side there. Again, not too surprising, but It's still a lot of artillery.
Enemy control.
And certainly it's not being lowered with the Vespa there. Jaegers are flanking around the 6-pounder gun. Nice flank for Heartless Jaegers. In the south here, Panther 4 with Armoured Support catching in the machine gun off guard. Forcing withdrawal here. Could get a wipe here, which of course would be very beneficial for Heartless Jaeger to get back his MG42. But the British are still firmly entrenched on the victory points. They're still leading out the Germans. Over to Blue Skid Row now.
The enemy is down to 200 points.
Panther 3 away again here for the Mantov here. We're not seeing a lot of tanks, if any at all, here for Blue Skid Row, except for that one Crusader, which got wrecked at some point. Meanwhile, Arc Rail launching attack towards the south. Straight into the Starstorm and the Bren Jaegers.
The enemy is down.
Got a blend curve there being chucked into the advance here, messing with it completely. Nice throw there for Heartless Jaegers. North side remains very tranquil almost. Except, of course, for the sounds of gunfire and all the explosions. Just like Manchester. Shut up, Reginald. And there you go. Dive bomb there. Evaporates the 6-pounder gun crews there. Like snow in a microwave. Jaegers there being pushed back here. Could grab the 6-pounder guns, and there you go. Heartless Jaeger proceeds to haul off there with a lot of loot. He's going for Sturmpanzer as well. Up north here for Mantel advancing. He's salvaging the Panther 3 here. Sapper's caught there in a bad spot. They're being forced back as well here. But von Mantov remains heavily, focused around the center. There's not really many great advances here from him, to be honest, at least so far. 306 versus 76, but he had to, pick up the pace and the victory points, that's for sure. Arc Rails Crusader clashing up with the Panther in the command tank. We got 6-pounder guns up north from Blue Skid Row. Punishing that command tank here, hoping to knock it out. But now it's the Panther 3 here that becomes the target of the 6-pounder guns Wrath. Crusader tank out here for Blue Skid Row. South side a bit of quiet here. It is now the center is actually the focus of all the engagements for now. And the north side just remains obviously very quiet there.
We've lost the sector to the enemy.
Command tank still busy at it. Ambulance there rather dinged up. As we got British counter battery fire here trying to silence some Mantov's light Infanteriegeschütze.
Jerry, you got one of our squads.
Close one there. Vesper's veterans, one thumbs up there to Heartless Jaeger. And there we go. Got one of the line for guns there. Almost.
Territory sector.
Crusaders being forced with a lot of Gurkhas backing up there. We got the Bishop still operating here for Arc Royale. Very good for him. In fact, let's pop over to Arc Royale. 2 Crusaders, the Bishop, 2 Gurkhas, some mortar and some other stuff here. Meanwhile, Panther 4 with the Starstorm support and Jaegers here clashing with Arc Royale here by the main road. German forces are trying to push the British front line back, but the British are putting up incredibly stiff resistance, almost as stiff as their upper lips. So there you go, Sturmpanzer there, absolutely causing intense havoc here amongst the British forces. The Gurkhas, in fact, get wiped out. And there's a Bren gun drop, which the Starstorm are quick to pick up. Further augmenting the Starstorm's firepower. Definitely bad news for anyone caught on the receiving end of that. Hey Friedrich, check this. I've got a machine gun too. Mein Gott, ja. Now we can fire twice as many bullets. Woohoo. Meanwhile, the British just continue to fire off a lot of artillery. And as always, I continue to marvel at just how absolutely well the game handles all this terrain deformation, because there's been Coh3 again. We'll be talking a PowerPoint slideshow at this stage.
The enemy has pushed us back from our sector.
Sturmpanzer there, of course, standing proudly. Von Mantov's flak feeling while he's actually somehow still alive. Meanwhile, push again here against Blue Skid Row. His Crusader there withdrawing. In the face of this rapid German assault here, we do get an strike called in, trying to halt the German Panzerwaffe here. Back up at the Panzer's got artillery raining down as well here. The artillery is too late. The German Panzers push through. The Crusader is desperate, trying to keep a distance between it and the Germans. Step on it, Thomas! I don't want to die like this! Crusaders flanking up here, going over the flank of the Panther Fleet now, turning hard here. We got more Crusaders flanking in here. Catching an extended from Mantov. The Crusaders moving in from all sides here. Damage being inflicted. Panzerstrike Panzer Grenadiers doing some damage. Almost got one of the Panther Thieves. More Crusaders are arriving to the scene here. Flag Feeling is doing what he can to also stop the pursuers there, and somehow he managed to pull it off here. We got a dive bomb as well here, which the British narrowly dodged. A daring armored raid, and somehow von Manteuffel avoided losing any tanks. That is quite impressive. Over 2 for Manteuffel.
75 points remaining.
Germans, though, are very low on victory points. 72 is the 307 here. Can't afford many mistakes here, if any. Meanwhile, the British artillery continues to fire. Continues to slam away there. Just completely trying to flatten the entire terrain and then, of course, unflatten it. 6-pounder Crown crew there wiped out by the British artillery pieces. The south here we got Arc Rail launching a small attack here, trying to open a new front against the Germans, knowing they just keep attacking the center. Both von Manteuffel and Heartless can coordinate the forces much better. I'm a bit surprised we haven't really seen like any attempts to like drive through here though. I mean, I think a sudden attack armor could actually catch von Manteuffel very unprepared then, but that's just me. We got Panther 4 Arctrat sitting out southwards here. Vesper getting close to the front line. We got the Storm Panther, we got the Starstorm standing about here. Workers spotted and dispatched. We got a machine that's been cleared up, airburst shells here. And oh, what is this? Von Manteuffel is planning pushing northwards here, dispatching the command tank and the Panther 3 here. He's going to be able to clear out the northern machine here. This could open a new front here for the British, one which they cannot afford now, I think. Good move here by von Manteuffel. Final realize the entire north side is practically wide open. It is free real estate here, and there we go. Almost got it there, but nonetheless, the crucial part is now all of this can be seized for the Germans, and the British will have to commit forces towards here as well here. Very good. There's, of course, you are the British, in which case you may have another word for that, which is significantly less polite. He did get here, though, in the South Arc World. He took out Heartless Jaeger's Panther 4. Heartless Jaeger, the quick to replace. Crusaders backing off there. Panther 3 moving southwards. Black Feeling at the Ace-Low, very good work there. Meanwhile, up north, Crusaders strike in here, looking to counter-attack and reduce the German presence here by the northern fuel or munitions points. And now, looks like we got the Panzer being lined up here for another assault here, another raid by von Manteuffel. Catching the Crusaders and the Sappers here. 6-pounder guns still at the ready, could find to the Panzer here, force them back, even knock them out. There we go. And now again we got here Royale trying to exploit this, flanking up behind him. But in the end we still have the flag filling here. We got artillery support raining down death here. It's a fierce counter-attack here. Almost got from Manteuffel, but fails Panther come back, but no, it is allowed to escape. We got another Panther theme for him. Old Heartless Jaeger.
They have the tactical advantage.
Whose Vesper is not really done any more beyond that. We got hammering artillery on his positions here.
We are losing control of a sector.
North, though, von Manteuffel is being driven back here by Blue Scarecrows, of course, having none of this German nonsense. Who's being straight southwards. Storm Panther catching the Gurkhas. Only to get flanked to the Crusaders, but there you go. Crusader knocked out by the Jaegers. Of course, one of these squads has 2 Panther Strikes because they picked up one and got upgraded ones. It's actually 3 Panther Strikes over 2 Jaeger squads. That is obviously bad news for any British tanks. Of course, great news for any Gurkhas because they're gonna not have a great time as his infantry. Further south, the machine gun got wiped again. We got artillery called in. I think it might have been the single artillery barrage here from Heartless Jaeger in an attempt to drive back the British here from the southern victory point. There we go. 8 Jaegers here. There's the Gurkhas. In the center, the Jaegers forming up a heroic and desperate defense here. 250 after gets absolutely blown into bits. The Jaegers withdrawn here. Anti-tank cleared up with the British howitzers. Like the entire road, he's more or less gone in like sections. It's unrecognizable. And the flag feeling here is getting pummeled by the 6-pounder guns. They almost got it. Close call there for Manteuffel. Very close call. Meanwhile, his Panther 3 and command tank is launching them for another charge here across the broken landscape at the Crusaders. It's another armored duel pushing forwards here. We got a Sugar Bive Dome here going in on the British. Could take out the 6-pounder gun and the Sappers. There we go. 6-pounder gun down. Sappers almost taken out. Now it's just 2 Crusaders versus countless Panther 3s backed up by command tank here, which is now Veterans 1. 1 Panther 3 that finally goes down. British anti-tank gun is able to score 1 kill, but another Crusader combusts under the intense and relentless pressure here from the Germans. And we might like to see another Crusader, if he's not careful, go up in flames as well here. Almost got it here. Almost. And another Panther fleet is down. That's very good here for Blue Skid Row and the British, but definitely quite painful here for von Manteuffel. Meanwhile, in the south, Heartless Jaeger here is slowly pushing forwards here against Arc Royale, who's finding his front line still struggling. Oh, to Blue Skid Row here. One howitzer is Veterancy 2, the other one, not quite even Veterancy 1. Panther pushing forward here to the Crusader, and the 6-pounder gun. I think that is a bit reckless here for Heartless Jaeger. A bit heartless, if you will. Shot missed here almost. Could lose the Panther forward to the 6-pounder gun of the Crusader. Does get the Crusader, but at the cost of the Panther 4, though. I think it's safe to say that's not going to be worth it. But no! He gets past the RFI here. Should be able to clear it out. Unless it gets very unlucky. And there we go. What a save there for in the south. Starts to most of the sappers. Artillery called in as well. He really wants those stars to him dead. Not that I blame him for that. Meanwhile up north here from Manteuffel, there's quickly replacing losses. He's mounting, he's salvaging here for more resources. Thumbs up. Storm Punch forward, so we got 143-63. The Germans are quickly looking to close the gap between the two in terms of victory points. We've got the Bishop still there at it with 16.
A munitions point is being overrun.
And there you go, another Panther fleet salvage their resources. Very good work here by von Manteuffel.
Crusader is on station, ready for orders.
Crusader getting flanked. Crusader moving forward against the command tank there. Good shot there. And the south here, Crusaders falling upon the Sturmpanzer here, backed up by Gurkhas. Bishop as a person reserve position if anything needs blasting. Vesper being repaired, Panther pulling back for repairs as well there. Outguard is somehow still alive, by the way. Rather chaotic stuff here.
Repairs finished.
Looks like von Manteuffel may look to launch another solo up here. More Panther fleets out. Would appear blue or von Manteuffel is not going for armored reserves here. Artemis kind of figured we'd see it eventually, but I guess he doesn't run it. Which is perfectly fine. Artillery strikes going off here. Jaeger's going for that. Crusader tank here. Great shots. Panther fleet in a deadly duel up north here, by the northern fuel point once more. Narrowly making it out of there. In the center though, it's another brutal brawl here as British forces under the 6th Armored Division, fueled by Monty's potential rage here, are throwing themselves at the victory point. Up north here, Panther fleet command tank and a Pack 38. They're almost taking on a Blue Skid Row's Crusaders, and down it goes. It has definitely gone on its last crusade. Otak Royale here. His forces are decimated in the infantry front. He's got 2 Crusaders left and he still has the Bishop. Now Betty 2 here. And the sappers get wiped out. We got a massive artillery barrage here. Just everything is exploding. Everything. At least across the road, which again is increasingly no longer existing. And there you go. Oh dear, caught off guard. Arc Royale's Bishop is about to get, well, he frocked there. Another lossy Heartless Jaeger, another Panther 4 here. No Panthers for him whatsoever. I suppose there's no real need for it. Up north, Panzer going advancing in. He had artillery fire on the northern victory point, but now the Germans are holding all 3 victory points. And the British holding on. And we got the heavily equipped stars from there pushing through the broken landscape. Alright, Jürgen, check for magazines. For some reason, the British refuse to use 8mm Mauser for their guns. Well, why would they? Well, it would be convenient for me when I'm picking up some machining gewehr, now wouldn't it? Sometimes you're a bit stupid. That's not very nice. North here, point being grabbed. And further up north here, Crusaders sneaking about. Racing at the Panzer Grenadiers here, ace level, but it doesn't matter how ace they are when they're against a tank. As poor Ludwig was about to experience there. Once more, the von Manteuffel commands his tanks up the hill here against the British Crusaders as they set in a lethal leap here upon the Panzer Grenadiers. But there you go, Panzer fleet to rescue. It's 5th from the gun there, slicing through the Crusaders' armor. But there you go, Crusaders return the favor, but one goes down here. Corporal Jenkins' tank is lit ablaze there. And there you go, Arc Rail pops up, and that the game is over. GG, ladies and gentlemen. A fierce fight here for control of this, well, Once road, now cratered moon landscape. A lot of back and forth here, a lot of fierce engagements, a lot of tank battles of quite aggressive and rapid proportions. So I hope you enjoyed this match. You learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, tell your friends, tell your family, but of course not your enemies. This is Imperial saying cheers. Thank you for watching. If you like the Propagandacast and its content, you can donate or pledge on Patreon. Links in the description. Every dollar helps me keep making these videos. A big thanks to all of you, and see you all another time. Cheers.